Hello there, Gemini. Welcome to Pirate Readings. I'm Lady J, and I'm here to talk to you about November. November's going to have 4 weeks in it, and this month I'm doing something different. I'm going to skip the overview. We're going to go 1 week at a time, and I'm still doing the 12 spot spread, which is loosely based on the 12 houses of the astrological charts. I like that very much. We're going to use 4 decks this month, and I think that it's going to be kind of nice. And I hope that you will appreciate the lack of horrible long videos. That last month I had like 1.5 hour long video for the overview, and it was nuts. Believe you me, I was feeling it too. All right, so we'll get into that in a moment, but I want to give you the messages from my better angels and guides. They were very clear and very specific, so I wanted to talk to you about it. So we need to sort of focus in on the similarities between ourselves and other people, so that when we're looking at our people over the month of November, we're not seeing differences, right? We could focus in on the differences, or we could focus in on the similarities. And the things that we have in common are going to be the things that help us stay cohesive, stay as a group, stay as a human race. People who are all living on this same planet together, next to one another, all the time, and we need to work on that, because we oftentimes forget that we are all in this one together. We are all one people, right? Everybody here is very different. We have lots of different minds and different ideas and different things and thoughts and ideas, but we also have some basic things that are all true. We all want to have self-worth and value. We all want to feel good on a daily basis. We all want to, be happy, right? These are basics. So we want to feel safe. We want to be happy, those things like that. And we all have different ways of going about it. But the core issues are the same, which is kind of nice. And if you think about that as a very simple similarity, that will help a lot. Pardon me. I bring that up because we are trying to be the peace right now. This month, we need to be peace. We need to not think about separation. We're not talking about, not being like each other. We're going to want to focus in on the things that that are like each other, okay? Because we want to understand each other. We want to work towards understanding one another. And I think that's a very cool idea, and I want us to be peace. I also want to, I was told that we need to really focus in on like appreciating feeling what the other person is, right? Which sounds a little funny, but it means that we want to get a little more empathic, feel their feelings, right? What are they feeling? They may be feeling feelings that we recognize from our own lives for totally separate reasons, of course, but feelings. And if we can focus in on the feelings and realize, oh, I can be compassionate about the feelings that they're having without having to make it about me, and about letting them have their feelings. It's like, okay, cool. You're having some feelings that are negative, and that's a sad state of affairs, but there it is. Just appreciate the feelings they're having. You're like, okay, I don't have to grill you or drill you for whatever reason, or to make you think that my idea was better or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. It isn't about winning or losing. It isn't about any of those things. It's about being compassionate towards somebody else who's going through some feelings that we've definitely felt ourselves at one time or another. So all different reasons, but definitely something familiar, all right? So focus in on being peace in that moment, and allowing them, the others, whoever they are, that are not inside your hula hoop therapy, to have their feelings, but still be, part of the human race. They're part of the people, and we don't have to make it worse, right? Don't make things anything more than peaceful, right? It's good. So let's go ahead and light a candle, right? We're going to light up this wonderful rejuvenation candle, which has a sweet orange and clove bud in it, so it's delicious when it burns. And there you go. It's very nice. I like it very much. It's a bright orange candle. Nice. Has a little October-y vibes. So now that the candle's lit, let's go ahead and get into the reading. All right. So like I said, I have 4 decks, one for each week. And yes, we're going to do that 12 placement spread. And I'm going to they're all pre-programmed cards as always, but I'm going to lay out all 36 cards this time instead of doing just 12 and then coming back to it, all right? Because we're not coming back. We're going to do this one reading, close it out, and then move on to the next week where we'll do it all over again. So it's cool. Let us see. This first round of cards is, of course, where you are. The second round is going to be what's blocking you, and that's very good. We like to have that going on. And occasionally they don't actually block. They actually, my spirit guides will tell me, nope, nope, not blocking, carry on. Like, okay, more information, fair enough. And so that's how it goes sometimes. I just have to go with the flow. So the third round is going to be your solution in all of these little areas. So that's fun and likable. So I do hope that last month was interesting for you. I didn't get a lot of comments from all y'all about what you thought about the reading. If you do want to make comments, I would love to hear from you. I am a small enough channel still that I'm still commenting back all by myself. So I appreciate every little comment, every little, even if it's, oh my God, what was that? Totally fine. Any comment is better than no comment at all. At least then I'll have an idea how you're receiving this, right? I appreciate knowing how you're receiving this, because then I can make it better or worse or whatever. You know, hey, if it gets worse, I can't help not knowing what you were thinking, okay? So here we go. Let's talk about what's happening here. I can only follow what my spirit guides are telling me to do, which is this. So let's talk about the area of yourself, all right? What's going on with you personally? What is it going on in your head, Gemini? We have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is here, showing us that there is a feeling of, I feel like there's a little bit of a concern about finances, but it's more like the responsibility about finances that is kind of maybe weighing on you a little. So you're just sort of keeping that in mind and like, okay, I have a responsibility for the finances. How are we going to work this out? Oh, interesting. And still maintain our financial foundation. So yeah, your financial foundation is your primary concern, but it does feel like it has more players involved in the situation. So you're sort of trying to work out the juggle. Work out the juggle to figure out how it's going to work out best. So it's a little confusing, but you're working on it. And there is nervousness within you about all of it. You're like, if I do this, then this happens. If I do this, this will happen. And na. I made promises that this would happen, but now I don't know if that's going to happen. So I'm a little uncertain about how people are going to respond to this situation, because you do have the responsibility for maybe some family finances, and you're sort of like, all right. So keep that in mind and understand what that is. Know in advance how that works out. You're okay, you know, you're going to figure it out. It's going to work out just the way it's supposed to. I think that you are not giving enough credit to the people that you're working with or for, and they will, of course, make sure that everything comes out square for you, so don't worry, all right? Let's talk about your money directly. You're going to be jumping into something new with your money. This might be a new way of investing, a new way of handling things, but it's new and a little bit risky, I can tell. So you're unsure whether or not you'll have the support of the other people on this situation. We don't want you to get too hung up on it, because getting hung up on it is actually, wait. Right? You're worried about your finances. Financial foundation is blocking you, right? You're not feeling very secure in your financial foundation as you're working on the finances, and you're a little nervous, all right? Okay. No, I forgot about the blocking. I'm sorry. It happens sometimes. Remember, this layout situation is still new to me in some ways. So So you're jumping into something brand new. Yes, definitely in the money department, getting ready to start. Don't let yourself stop you. You know, it may not look exactly the way you were hoping it to, and so you're feeling nervous, and obviously that's the nervousness, and you're trying to get through the part that wants you to stop yourself. Hey, stop that. I don't want you to do that because I'm nervous about how this is going. I'm like, you don't have to be nervous. Don't stop yourself from moving forward. Getting hung up on some of the details will stop you completely, but you have all the tools at your disposal to make anything you want happen. So a lot of this is going to go extremely well. Okay, so very cool. You know what you're doing, more so than most, and that's a good thing. Very good for you. Excellent. Now then, let's talk about your communication department. In the communication department, we have information about things you need to learn about. That makes perfect sense to me. Before you get involved in this jumping in, you want to know more about it. So you're going to learn some more stuff. You're going to hear more. Okay, I need to learn more about this before I do it. Standing up for your ideas will block you in this situation. So explain yourself to people, but leave it at that. You know, you don't need to go into great detail or have a defensive argument or even a convincing argument. It's not about convincing people what to do. You just suggest to them what you're planning to do, and if they want to get on board, you can invite them. If you'd like to join me, great. Let me know. If you wouldn't like to join me, great. I'll work it out. And that way you can throw the ball in their court without it being a high-pressure argument. There isn't a high-pressure argument. It's just join me or don't, whatever. And that's it. And your hard work will be over. Nice. I like that very much. So this is you winning in this conversation without having it be any kind of difficulty. It's like, okay, I learned a little bit more. Here's my plan. Da 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 da. And there it is. Lay it out, and then let them figure out what they want to do. All right. So that's cool. I like that very much. Let's talk about family. In your family department, we have the male energy King of Cups. Male energy with emotions in it. So there's somebody who's got a heart center. I feel like the center of the family is at issue within the family right now. So maybe something is going on with the patriarch of the family. Interesting, curious questions about that situation. Keep an eye on your patriarch. Make sure everybody's okay, right? This could be your own personal family patriarch, or it could be the patriarch of the bigger family. Figure that out on your own. Don't fight for power in that situation. Whatever that is, don't fight about it. You don't need to. There's nothing to fight about. It's just going to be what it's supposed to be, and you're going to have to sit back and do what you can without anything else, right? The Seven of Cups will show that there will be options and possibilities about what you do and how you handle the situation with this patriarch person. And it's up to you to decide which things are going toward your dreams and goals. And if this person isn't going toward your dreams and goals, maybe the patriarch person is only got one or two things that go toward your dreams and goals. And you're like, okay, well, we'll focus on those two things and get rid of everything else. And then do whichever one is expiring first, okay? So realize that there's something happening here, but it may not even be in your court. So where you might have to just sit back and go, okay, well, there's a lot of options, but I don't necessarily have to do any of them. All right, good to know. Now then we have what's going on in the love department. This can be, I think of this as your passions, not necessarily relationships, because we have a relationship department, but this is the passions department. This is the things that make your heart sing, right? So let's talk about that. We have the Eight of Swords. Feeling a little stuck in your power, trying to figure out the best way to express yourself in a new way. I do feel like you're coming into an idea about how you can express yourself in a new way that better suits the person that you are for now, right? Maybe for now you're this person and you're like, hey, I need to figure a new way to do this. Whether it's your personal exercise routine, and if you're not always in one place or doing your own thing in the regular place, you can't go to the same old gym all the time, so you're going to have to figure out a home routine that works no matter where you land, right? So that's cool. I think you can figure that out, and I think that it will be something you bend toward what you want. When you figure out what the critical parts are in each of the locations where you end up, so to speak, you can definitely work something out that works no matter what, and you won't feel awkward about it either. So that's good news. Don't need to fight for your ideas. If you work it out right, you won't have an argument about any of it, right? If you don't have a treadmill as being the requirement, or various workout tools being part of your required workout per se, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to look for a gym at every place that you land, supposing if you travel a lot, because maybe it doesn't matter, right? So now you have this other option and possibility where you do your own routine, you do your own thing. It isn't dependent on anybody, and you don't have to fight about it. Perfect. You don't have to fight for your ideas here, which is good news. I like that. Because there's new information about ways to become empowered coming to you. Very nice. There might be ways that you can do what you want to do without it being dependent on other people in any way, shape, or form. Great. So not doing classes, because you can't take your classes with you unless you do like online classes. And then that you can take with you. Fun. All right. So we're going to talk now about your work and your health. All right. So what's going on with your work first? So with work, we have the Knight of Cups, fighting for your heart's desire in the situation, fighting for what you want. All right. So maybe you need to stand up for yourself in a situation at work to make them understand that, no, this is what I want. Maybe you're looking for fixing the calendar to make sure you get those holidays off, right? Hey, who wouldn't, right? You're needing to do it. You're needing to stand up for yourself and get your word out there and say, this is what I want. This is what's going on. You may not get all your dreams and goals. Not all your dreams and goals are going to be realized. So you may have to give up one holiday in honor of another. So you're like, okay, well, I'm going to be home for New Year's, but I won't be home for Christmas. Or something like that. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. This is clearly a November situation, so you're going to put in for what you want, and you'll see what you get in the end, all right? But I'm seeing that you're going to have to give to get, right? You'll get one, you'll lose the other, just so you know, all right? But we do have the Ten of Pentacles showing that you will be paid double time for whatever it is, whichever holiday you end up working, you're going to get paid big time, okay? Don't be alarmed. It will be... I even sense that whatever the project will be kind of cool, you know? There's something about it that's kind of cool, whether you're stuffing a bus for, you have to work the Christmas holiday and now you're stuffing a bus for charity or something, and so there's some altruistic joy mixed in with the project. It isn't just, look, I get to go to work, da-da-da. It's, I get to go to work and I get to do something very cool and fun and trippy, which is a little different from the usual. So, and they're still paying me, ta-da, and they're paying you good. All right, so let's talk about your health. All right, fighting for what you want in your health department. Okay, so making sure that you're standing up for who you are and what you want in your health. Be your own best advocate with your doctors. All right, because you have to like push at them to the limit and say, seriously, no, you got to take care of this. It's important. All right, and of course we have your dreams and goals will be at issue, I think. I think that whatever your dreams and goals are, you need to convince the doctors that they should be their dreams and goals, but it's going to be an argument. You know, they're not going to be, they're like, look, we just want to make sure you still have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. We don't necessarily... It's not within our wheelhouse to make sure that they all work 150%. Like, well, but you're a doctor and it's kind of your job. It's like, well, but they have, like, they're paid, a lot of medical industry folks are paid by outside companies to push what they have to offer, like their specific drugs and stuff. So you have to sort of advocate if you need something different and make sure that yours, because you know whatever it is, works better for you, and you maybe have a separate company that's taking care of your prescription insurance, that you can get what you need without having it be even in their wheelhouse. So You need to once more take care of who you are and what you need personally, rather than all that other stuff, okay? And yes, you'll be winning in this situation. The Ten of Pentacles is here saying that, yeah. You're definitely going to be getting what you need out of this situation. It may cost more in the end, but you'll win. You'll get what you need, and you may have to pay more to get it, but you will be able to get it, all right? Cool. So let's go ahead and look what's going on over here. We're going to be looking now at the marriage and partnerships, relationships situation. So we have partnerships, relationships. All right, you and your partner need to get on the same page. You're going to rally together. Come on, let's do this. Let's have conversations, communicate, clarify what the plans are, make sure everybody's on the same page and everyone's needs are being met. Don't forget to stop and listen once in a while there, Gemini. I know that you like to put out your ideas. Ta-da-da! These are my ideas. And the answer is, yeah, cool, you have these ideas, but now you really have to pay attention to what their ideas are too, so that you can integrate them into the story, all right? It's kind of like one of those fun writing projects at school where they would say, we're going to give you these 10 things that you have to make a story about, and you have to put all these 10 things, feelings, whether they're nouns, verbs, adjectives, you got to use them all, okay? And write a story. You're like, okay. Okay, we're adding new elements. New unexpected elements will be added to your story. So pay attention to the elements and make sure that they all get incorporated so that everything comes out nice, all right? Mother of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups here, showing that there's going to be an emotionally based feminine energy situation that might be, you might have some feelings about this situation. This could have you going, okay, these elements are making me feel squishy. And it's a little awkward for you. So you're going to have to go through the feelings and maybe remember not to let the feelings hold you back, right? Don't just put your foot down because you're having feelings about it. Go somewhere, have your feelings, explain to your person, hey, check it out. That's very interesting, and I would like a day to think about that. Not because I'm mad or upset or whatever. I just need to go ruminate. And then when I come back, I'll figure out how we're going to fit this in, okay? Because you need to feel the feelings you have and then come back with a grown-up answer to what's going on here. What's cool is you have the Ace of Swords showing up in the solution. So you are going to be the responsible party in a situation. You are going to have to step up to the plate in a situation. It's going to be more than you were expecting, I think. But I feel like you're totally up to it. You're going to work it out. You're going to make sure work is on board if you need to take time off to do this. Something here is about you stepping up to the plate, okay? And you rallying the troops to make this happen. So good for you. You're doing a good job. Everything is getting squared away. Nice job, Gemini. Now then, we're talking about the release department, letting things go. What are we going to let go of, right? What's going? Well, it's going to go very fast. You're going to let something go very fast. And that's very interesting, okay? So be aware that something will leave very quickly. This could be a sudden departure. This could be a coworker who leaves work suddenly. And you're like, oh, shit, we have to fill that hole. Could be a family member who gets up and moves rather quickly, or a family member who leaves the earth plane very quickly. So a sudden loss. So just sort of, for some of you that will be the case. Some of you not so much. I'm just saying it out loud as much as I don't want to. The Hermit card is going to block you in this situation. So even as this lightning strikes in this situation and everything kind of hits and it is, pardon me, a little bit of a nuts kind of experience. I feel like there's a lot happening right here. I feel like an enormous amount of energy coming from this space. And there will be a part of you that definitely wants to be by yourself for a minute while you kind of comprehend and understand what's happening. And I want you to just sort of breathe through that, right? You're kind of like, oh, okay. We're going to breathe through this situation and see where we get to, okay? But don't be by yourself, okay? I know that it seems like there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening. There's a lot happening. Everything has a lot happening. But you have the King of Wands. This is the down-to-earth, easygoing, male energy person who's going to be there right by your side, holding your hand while whatever you're getting rid of or letting go of is happening. You're not doing it alone, Gemini. You have support, okay? So good for you. You don't have to do it alone. You have support. It will be sudden and it will be fast. And it'll be kind of a shocker. So hang in there, hang on to it, and be ready, all right? Now let's talk about travel and movement, all right? Things are on the move. What is going on here? We have the Eight of Cups showing that you'll be moving away from somebody or some person in your relationships collection, and your friend, it could be friends, could be family, could be co-workers that you're walking away from because they aren't pulling their weight. They're not doing their job. They're not making it work. They're like, you know, floundering around and in the end causing some trouble, all right? So we want to make sure that we are round and ready to think about the fact that that's a place we need to make a move in. Right there is letting go of the people who aren't pulling their own weight, all right? Six of Cups is what's blocking you in this department. So wanting to give from your heart. So whoever this is has got you by the heartstrings. You know, they always have your heart. You want desperately to help and give to this person, but this person keeps taking and not giving back or getting better. And you're like, dude, I don't know. I don't know how to keep giving to you if you're not going to keep rising to the occasion. So it's one of those things where you'll have to make a boundary, and it will suck a lot, but you'll have to pull back from giving so much, okay? And yes, the King of Swords is perfect. You will have to cut that off. Just cut it off like a limb. It will feel like you're cutting off a limb because, of course, you love the person. You love them very much, and your love shouldn't be exclusive, but at the same time, they're making it harder for themselves as well as everyone else to love them by not doing their share, all right? So, keeping that in mind, let's move on to the ambition department. What's got you getting up in the morning? What's your cup of coffee? That's indeed what I'm talking about right here. We have the Three of Swords showing up, saying that empowering information is coming your way. You're feeling very empowered. You've been given the information you need to feel stronger and ready to move forward. And of course, you can't share that information with anybody. If you do share this information, it will disappear, poof, right? Because somebody else will take advantage of it and leave you in the dust. All right, so you want to make sure that you're keeping that information to yourself, not sharing it with the universe. It will be okay, right? You're going to get information that will help. We have the Devil. The Devil has shown up as what's blocking you. There is part of you that wants to sabotage your situation. I feel like maybe this information that you've been given, you feel is critical to a core group, right? And you're like, I feel like I can trust this core group not to overreact to this particular situation. And I really feel like the core group needs to know this situation, needs to know this information. It doesn't feel like it will shatter some folks, okay? The information you have will shatter some folks. But the answer remains, some folks will take it to heart and go, okay, this is important information for me to know, and I feel better that I know it. I don't love that person any less, one way or the other. Yeah, it's going to be information about a somebody or a something, okay? But it's going to change the perspective. You can look at it as black or white, whatever you want to do, however it is. It's interesting news. It will change your perspective on that person or that thing, okay? And Gemini, you honestly believe that if you share it with a core group of people, that it will help them process the situation better, okay? So that's interesting that you have this information, and I think that technically you're going to share it anyway, even though this is a card. This one's saying, I can't possibly carry the weight of this information by myself, and I refuse. I refuse to carry it by myself. I'm going to trust my people, and I'm going to do what I got to do, all right? And in your solution for this, ambition, my goodness, really? This has to do with work, maybe? Wow. Temperance. There's stepping into the flow, all right? There will be some feelings about what's going on, I think. You and your small posse that you have shared it with are going to have to come together, feel the feelings, and flow with it, and just kind of go with the flow. Instead of trying to dominate and create whatever out of it, you're just going to go with the flow of what's happening. You're going to allow things to be exactly what they need to be, and it's going to be okay, all right? It's going to be all right. Perfect. Let's go ahead and look at what's going on over here. All right. So what's going on in the friends department? What is happening with your friends? All right. Shoot, you're fighting for your financial well-being, your worth and your value with your friends. Somehow they may not be honoring you or appreciating your time the way you want them to. That's a bummer, and I really hate that, because when your friends don't appreciate how much time and effort you're putting into something, or how little time you have, honestly, to give them, yeah, they get butthurt, but at the same time, they shouldn't pressure you to where you have to fight about it, okay? They should just understand when you're busy, that's what's happening. There will be movement, there may be change, there might be adventures. Interesting. This isn't a, this is, and so some of your friends might be moving away, but I feel more like they're going to come and meet you halfway. Well, you're like, hey man, I'm working. I can't go and do the thing you want to do. I'm working. And they're saying, well, let me meet you there. I'll meet you there. So they're going to come to where you're working. All right. They're going to come to your work, and they're going to meet you halfway, which is super interesting. It's not a block. It's a help. And you'll have to let go of the idea that they don't love you, or that they're letting you go or getting rid of you, because they're not. They're not letting you go. If anyone gets lost in this mix, it's going to be because you let them go, all right? So this is a possibility. Fighting for your worth and value in a situation. They get up and move, and you're like, okay, well, you're moving. Well, all right, you're moving, and I'm just going to let you go. I'm not going to fight about it anymore. I don't want to fight for my worth and value with this person. So this could be a very simple, cut and dried situation with one of your friends. Interesting timing. This has been a hell of a week already. So having that added stuff makes it harder, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about the unknown department, right? These are the cards that actually represent multiple spaces and are, they just need to be over here where they can actually come into all these different areas of your life, all right? So let's talk about what's on the bottom here. We have where you are. In the unknown department, you have the power. 10 of Swords. You are in charge, all right? In lots of spaces, you are the one in charge here, right? You're definitely in charge of the finances. You're in charge of communication, in charge with your family. Well, you're not really in charge there, sorry. But you're in charge with your personal passion situation, your relationships, at work, for sure, how you respond to this situation, and especially with your health. So, and then here you're in charge for sure, talking about death and release, what you're letting go of, but you will have support, so that's good news. And you're making a new interesting choice here in the ambition department that is unexpected. So I also see you stepping into your power completely over here in the travel and movement department. So yeah, you're definitely in charge of what's going on around you. You're handling your business, but it's many, many facets, right? Many facets of places where you're juggling. We're all juggling a lot of plates, as is evidenced by the 12 plates. All right, so And now we have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles showing that you do have enough money to take care of everything you need to take care of, okay? Your head may be telling you there's never enough, but the fact is, if you step into the flow over here, you'll know that there's always enough, okay? So, you're really in a position, you were worried about the money to begin with, right? But now we're talking about how you have all the tools at your disposal to make anything you want happen here. And you're going to have it over here. This is the money department. This is your work department. Yes, things are coming up, and they're coming up the right way, all right? There's a lot of other stuff happening, but you're going to have big solutions, all right? Good for you. I'm glad to see that abundance is still yours, no matter what. Now then, Six of Pentacles. Yep. It is all about abundance. It's about having a little extra. It's having as much as you need to do what you need to do and a little extra to play with, all right? So, peace, right? Being able to make your situation over here in the communication department right. Everything will be fine there. Everything will be fine over here in the family department. Yeah, all of these places, you're actually coming out very nicely because you have enough to take care of yourself and a little bit extra, especially in the friends department too. You have what you need. You're going to be fine, all right? So, Gemini, my goodness, what a week, right? So this is, of course, a very cool way of doing this, and we're talking about, of course, the 3rd through the 9th of November. I really hope I mentioned that, my goodness, to go through this whole thing and not mention that it's the 3rd through the 9th, the very first week of the month of November. This is cool. I really like this for you. There's a lot going on, but I think you've got what it takes to get through it because you're Gemini and you're awesome, okay? So if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do. It really helps my little baby channel grow a little bit more. And if you want to share it, you're perfectly welcome to. I love that. Comment below. Let me know how this is working for you. The comments I will be answering personally, and I really appreciate all of the comments that you guys offer me. It helps me a lot. So excellent. We will talk next week about the 10th through the 16th, and I wish you well. Thanks.